Hello and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Matt.
And I'm Karen. Today we are looking at a story and it's part 1. It's called The Bad Little Girl of Acoma. So speaking of bad little girls, when you were a kid, Matt, were you ever really bad, or did you do something really naughty?
I think I was mostly a good little boy.
You seem like a good person, and I'm pretty sure when you were little, you were probably a good boy.
I think most of the time I was a good boy. You know, sometimes I got in trouble for talking too much in class, or even not doing my homework a couple of times, maybe.
Aw, that's not bad at all.
Why, were you a bad little girl?
I wouldn't say bad. I did some naughty things too, like passing notes to my friends in class, and the teacher got angry. But then I learned my lesson. And also skipping classes.
Skipping classes? Like in elementary school?
I skipped once. And I learned my lesson too. So skipping class meaning when you have a class and you don't go. But that's not good.
That's bad. That's how you become a bad little girl.
That's right. But then I learned my lesson, so I became the good little girl.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to find out if this girl in Acoma has been skipping classes or what she's done to become the bad little girl.
Once upon a time, there lived a very bad little girl in Acoma. One day, her mother had her watch over the turkeys. However, instead of doing her job, she went and played. When the girl returned home that evening, one turkey was absent. Her mother yelled at her and told her to go find the turkey before another animal ate it.
Hello, today we are looking at part 1 of our story called The Bad Little Girl of Acoma.
So I wonder if she is really bad.
She must be.
Let's find out. Once upon a time, there lived a very bad little girl in Acoma. Okay, so she's not just a little bit bad, but she's very bad. One day, her mother had her watch over the turkeys. Okay, so her mother had a task for her to do, and that task was to watch over the turkeys. Now, when we say watch over somebody or something, that means you're taking care of somebody or something, or you're protecting it. So, for example, you can say, Jenny asked me to watch over her daughter. That means she asked me to look after, to take care of her daughter.
So it seems like the mom is making a mistake by asking a very bad little girl to watch over turkeys. I wonder what could go wrong. However, instead of doing her job, she went and played.
So mom was not very smart, right?
If she already knew the girl was very bad, she was probably not a good choice for this job.
That's right.
When the girl returned home that evening, one turkey was absent.
So like we said, something went wrong, right? So that evening, what does evening mean?
So evening is the time at the end of the day. Usually it's the time from around when you eat dinner to the time when you're getting ready to go to bed. So it's before night.
Yes.
And it's after the afternoon. So usually people can say it's usually from around 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m.
And then if you want to greet somebody in the evening, then you can say good evening, right?
That's right. We don't usually say good night unless you're ready to go to sleep. So good evening is what you can say when it is not daytime, but you're not going to sleep yet.
That's right. Maybe you're meeting somebody for dinner and you see your friends, you can say good evening. Okay, we also have this vocabulary word here, absent, and that is an adjective. Now we said one turkey was absent. So absent meaning that it's not present. It's not here in that place. So, for example, I could say John was absent because he was sick. So if he was sick, he could not come to school, right?
The teacher would mark him absent on the attendance.
Exactly, that's right. Okay, well, let's continue. Her mother yelled at her and told her to go find the turkey before another animal ate it. Okay, so mom got pretty upset too, right?
So mom is angry at the bad little girl because she hasn't done the job that her mom asked her to do. So instead of watching over the turkeys, she went out and played, and now a turkey is absent and might even get eaten by another animal.
That's right, and that is why her mother yelled at her. So if somebody yells at you, usually is when they're not happy with something. Maybe when they're upset with you. They would tell you and talk to you at a really, really high volume, loudly, right?
Yes, so I think a lot of bad little kids are very used to getting yelled at.
Exactly.
They get yelled at a lot if you're a bad little kid.
Did you get yelled at a lot when you were a little kid?
No, because I was a good little boy.
Okay, not like the girl in the story. How about let's take a short break and we'll be back to learn what happens next.
Okay.
The naughty girl didn't obey her mother, though. She went outside and took off her belt, dress, kerchief, and moccasins. Then she went to sleep under the ladder.
Welcome back, everyone. So before the break, we were looking at the story of the bad little girl, right? And we know that she is not only a little bit bad, but she is very, very bad. But her mother gave her a task to watch over the turkeys, but did she listen to her mother?
No, she went out and played.
Exactly. And that is why one turkey was absent. It went missing, right?
So now her mom has given her a new task, which is to find that turkey.
That's right.
So let's see what the little girl does. The naughty girl didn't obey her mother, though.
Uh-oh, so she still didn't listen. So the naughty little girl, naughty, what does that mean?
Naughty means not well behaved, or as you'd say, a bad kid, a bad little girl is a naughty girl who doesn't do maybe what your parents or your teacher tell you to do. They just don't follow the rules. They don't do what they're told. So for example, the naughty little girl skipped class in elementary school.
But then she learned her lesson and
Okay.
became the good little girl.
Right.
Okay. And then we also have this other vocabulary word here, to obey, and that is a verb. So obey means to follow rules, or sometimes you're looking at maybe following the law, or you do what someone tells you to. So for example, I could say the dog obeyed many commands. So he listened to many commands. For example, you could say sit down, and the dog would sit down. Stand up, and the dog would stand up. So the dog obeyed. So let's continue. She went outside and took off her belt, dress, kerchief, and moccasins. Why?
I don't know. She took off her belt from here, her dress.
Yes.
And then her kerchief.
So what's a kerchief?
A kerchief is a piece of fabric that is usually used for covering your head. So often you might see it around someone's neck as well in sort of cowboy movies.
Oh.
You'll often see a cowboy with a kerchief or handkerchief around his neck. Or if a cowboy is going to rob someone, they might wear the kerchief over their face to hide who they are.
So it's like a little cloth, right? A little piece of cloth that's like a square shape usually.
It's a square, and then usually it's folded to become a triangle that you can wear over your head or even over your face.
That's right. And we're looking at this word moccasin, and that is a noun. And it just basically means soft leather shoes with a heel. So why did she take off her belt, her dress, her kerchief, and moccasin?
Maybe it was hot outside and she wanted to cool down.
Okay, well, you're going to tell us.
Okay. Then she went to sleep under the ladder.
Okay, so she just didn't want to listen to her mother at all.
So she went to sleep under a ladder. So a ladder is when you have bars or steps between two upright pieces of wood or metal that are used for climbing to a higher place. So for example, the firefighters climbed the ladder to save the baby from the burning apartment.
Ah, that's right. Because when there's a fire, you can't really go upstairs or take the elevator, right? Okay, so she didn't obey her mother, and then she just went to sleep under a ladder.
Without her clothes. She just went, she threw her clothes on the ground and then went to sleep under the ladder. So.
How strange. I wonder what's going to happen next.
All right, well, we'll see what the naughty little girl does, and if she's going to finally obey her mother, but we'll find out in part 2.
We'll see you guys then.
Once upon a time, there lived a very bad little girl in Acoma. One day, her mother had her watch over the turkeys. However, instead of doing her job, she went and played. When the girl returned home that evening, one turkey was absent. Her mother yelled at her and told her to go find the turkey before another animal ate it. The naughty girl didn't obey her mother, though. She went outside and took off her belt, dress, kerchief, and moccasins. Then she went to sleep under the ladder.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 evening 名词，傍晚、晚上。I like to take a walk in the park in the evening. 我喜欢在傍晚时分在公园散步。下一个单字 absent 形容词，不在场的，缺席的。Sarah was absent from school today because she was feeling sick. Sarah 今天因为身体不舒服没去上学。下一个单字 naughty 形容词，不听话的，顽皮的。The naughty puppy chewed on my shoes when I wasn't looking. 这只顽皮的小狗在我不注意时咬了我的鞋子。Chew 就是咬。最后一个单字 obey 动词，听从、服从。It is important to obey the traffic laws when driving. 开车时遵守交通法规很重要。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 once upon a time 从前这个词组多用于童话故事的开头，相当于 a long time ago 或者是 long ago。我们来看看这个例句。 Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess who lived in an old castle. 从前从前，有一位美丽的公主住在一座古堡里。下一个文法 watch over 看顾、照顾，这是一个不可分的动词片语。我们来看看这个例句。My sister asked me to watch over her cats while she was away on vacation. 我姐姐要我在她度假的时候照顾她的猫。最后一个文法 A tells B to 加动词 A 要 B 做某件事情。Tell 在这里是命令、吩咐的意思。我们来看看这个例句。The coach told the students to warm up before the game. 教练要学生们在比赛开始前先热身。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Today we are visiting Lantan Lake in Chiayi. It is one of the most beautiful lakes in Taiwan. It's also rumored that the Dutch dug this lake 300 years ago, so sometimes it is also referred to as Holland Lake. There's plenty to do there if you're interested in exercising. You could hike, ride your bike around the lake, or just enjoy the peaceful serenity of this beautiful place. Let's take a look.
Lantan Lake is full of natural resources and beautiful views. It is a popular spot for tourists. People say this lake was dug by the Dutch 300 years ago. The water source of Lantan Lake is from Bajiang River. It provides the people near Lantan Lake with water to use every day. Now there are many hiking routes around Lantan Lake. Visitors can walk around and enjoy the amazing views here. Lantan Lake is also rich with resources of forests. Authorities include this area as a protection forest. A protection forest has some good use. It can stop landslides and floods. It can also keep the environmental quality and protect people's lives and assets. Many schools and associations hold activities about protection of the forest with the authorities. They want everyone to realize this place is not just for enjoying views. Here, everyone can learn how important soil and water conservation is to our life.
So what did I tell you? It's a very beautiful lake. So if you want to go and visit this lake and see all the natural beauty, maybe get some exercise while you're there, you can also learn about the importance of this lake for the people of Chiayi, where they get their drinking water from the river, which goes into the lake, and how important this lake is for the ecosystem in general. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we'll see you next time.